And good morning to you, Kentuckiana. It is 6 o'clock on your Thursday, Thanksgiving morning. We're thankful that you're joining us here on GMK on WHS 11 and WHS 11 Plus. Jim Stratman along with meteorologist Matt Breland with you right now. Matt, there's a lot of blue on that map, and I know that means cold temperatures.
Oh, yeah.
I feel sorry for all those people who are getting ready to stretch out and go running this morning.
I know, yeah, those are brave souls out and about this morning, getting ready to bear through these chilly temperatures. A lot of us in the freezing range this morning. 32 Jasper, 32 Paoli, 34 Louisville, 32 Madison, and also 32 for you guys in Springfield. So some of us starting this Thanksgiving morning off with freezing temperatures. Clouds are still rolling through our skies at the moment too. I am expecting these to start breaking apart as we head later into the morning and especially by the afternoon hours, but you'll notice just a steady cloudy start to our Thursday morning. As we head later on into Thanksgiving, I am expecting, as I mentioned, these clouds to begin to break apart by 8 a.m. That's whenever we'll see a few spots in those clouds giving way to more sunshine. And then I'm expecting more clear skies to arrive by 12 p.m. Now, temperatures are expected to only reach in between the upper 30s and the lower 40s as we go later on into our afternoon. So keep that in mind if you're trying to do anything outdoors, dress in layers. It is not going to warm up very much today. Also, it will be a bit breezy. Winds will be staying out of the northwest, continuing to bring in those chilly temperatures. And as we head into the overnight hours, we're still staying mostly clear, but we're starting tomorrow morning off with sunshine, but temperatures in the mid-20s. So definitely a big chill as we head into the night. As I mentioned, we could see some winds gusting close to 20 miles per hour at times before they start settling down into the evening hours. That's a look at your weather details for now. More coming up soon. Here's an update on traffic this morning. As of right now, everything's looking good to go across all of our major interstates and roadways into and out of the city. If there's anything slowing us down this morning, we'll let you know. Jim?
Matt, thank you very much. We begin this morning outside the White House. Less than 24 hours ago and not far from the president's residence, 2 National Guardsmen were shot. Both of them are in critical condition this morning as we now are learning new details about that suspected shooter. Authorities are calling this a targeted attack, saying the suspect, 29-year-old Ramanullah Lakawal, allegedly tracked those guardsmen before opening fire outside of a metro station Wednesday afternoon. Authorities say that Lakawal was shot by other guard members and taken into custody with critical injuries himself. The FBI Director Kash Patel praised the National Guard members for taking down that suspect.
The reason that this suspect is in custody is because of the bravery of the men and women of the National Guard who responded due to their extensive training to secure American lives today.
The FBI is investigating the shooting as a potential act of international terrorism. ABC News is reporting that Lakawal is believed to be from Afghanistan and entered the U.S. in 2021 during the Biden administration. He was then granted asylum earlier this year under the Trump administration. And new this morning as you're waking up, the Trump administration says it is now suspending all immigration requests relating to Afghan nationals while they review the security and vetting protocols. This is also new this morning. A man is dead after a shooting in the Parkland neighborhood. The LMPD says they responded to a call of a shooting in the 1000 block of South 29th Street. Officers found a man with a gunshot wound who was not breathing at that scene. They rendered first aid until EMS arrived, but he later died at the hospital. The LMPD homicide unit is now leading this investigation. And we're still days away from receiving body camera footage of an officer-involved shooting over the weekend. But in the meantime, LMPD Chief Paul Humphrey is defending one of those 2 officers involved, even after scrutiny about his past disciplinary record. The LMPD suspended Officer Patrick Norton several times in the past for violating police policy, but he hasn't been suspended since 2019. And Norton started working with the LMPD back in 2016. In his first 3 years, he had been suspended for a total of 35 days for 4 separate incidents. But since 2019, he has received nearly 50 commendations from the department. In November of 2019, Officer Norton shot and killed a man who opened fire at a Kroger in the Portland neighborhood. The Commonwealth's attorney and the LMPD investigation ruled that his actions were justified. LMPD almost fired Norton 2 months before that shooting. In September of 2019, he had a pre-termination meeting with then Chief Steve Conrad, but instead of getting fired, he got 20 days of unpaid suspension. He has a clean record since that meeting. Chief Paul Humphrey was very supportive of Officer Norton, saying that he's been very solid over the last 6 years.
Officer Norton, he's obviously got a history and he's done a great job, particularly in the last 5-6 years. He's been outstanding. You see he's made it to Canine. We'll take this investigation into this officer-involved shooting with both he and Officer Waller, and we'll take that independently and make sure that we understand the facts of all of that.
Chief Humphrey also gave a few more details about the Saturday incident where Officer Norton and Officer Richard Waller shot and killed an armed robbery suspect. He said that Norton put himself in harm's way to protect the community. Police will release body cam footage of the shooting by next week. JCPS students are on their Thanksgiving break today, but 24 hours ago, dozens of parents were outside of King Elementary protesting a plan that would merge their school with Maupin Elementary in the Parkland neighborhood. The district is trying to find ways of cutting $132 million from their budget by next year, and consolidating schools is an option that they're strongly considering. The district says both King and Maupin are under-enrolled, with King operating at about 70% capacity and Maupin at 50%. District leaders say Maupin's building is more cost-efficient, which is why they want to move those students over there. At a protest outside of King Elementary, Betty Bailey said closing the doors is like closing a chapter in her life.
King has a special place in my heart, and I'm not standing for it. They helped me get to this level. They helped my children be the people that they are today. And if you ask me, my children are great. And it's due to King Elementary.
JCPS plans to hold community forums in the coming weeks to gather feedback from families and staff before the school board votes on their recommendations. Right now, a few businesses near the UPS plane crash site are back open for the first time in 3 weeks. Metro government moved one of those blockades back yesterday, and our Jose Alonso and photojournalist Aspen Hester spoke with one of those companies about being back in business.
All types of metal for cash. It's a business some Louisvillians rely on.
Just collecting up a little scrap, a little junk around the house and coming to get a little extra money. Man, I found out it was closed. I was like, oh man, what am I gonna do for gas today?
Customers like Fairdale resident William Monday are glad Rusty Rooster Recycling has reopened. So is the co-owner, Thomas Brooks.
They're happy to see us and we're happy to see them, especially after, 3 weeks. It's felt kind of longer. It's felt like 3 months.
Rusty Rooster is just down the road from the fatal UPS plane crash that claimed the lives of 14 people and injured 23 others. On Wednesday, Louisville Metro government moved their police blockade closer to Don Hudson Boulevard and Grade Lane, allowing businesses like this one to welcome back customers.
On a business like this, that basically without customers, you're not a business anymore. It was, not great, but at the same time, we recognize it could have been a lot worse.
Although this area was spared, Brooks says people are still shaky from the tragedy.
For the first few days afterwards, everybody here, when a plane, went by, everybody kind of stopped. And, I wasn't expecting that, but they made everybody kind of nervous.
Thankfully, Rusty Rooster has a mascot, bringing up morale at the shop.
Do you know this rooster?
Actually, yes.
Tell me about the rooster.
That's Rusty. Makes me happy. I literally sat here for an extra 15 minutes just joking about the rooster and stuff.
It's a small way of coping, coming back slowly from the dark moment surrounding their neighbor, Grade A.
We continue to pray for them, their families, the staff over there, and just everything that they're going through, and that, and this, the whole thing that they're dealing with, grieving and then rebuilding. Our heart goes out to them.
In Louisville, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 on your side.
Metro government says that there's no solid timeline right now for when the rest of that area will reopen. We turn now to a live look of New York City. You're seeing the preparations as things get ready for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. The parade is going to get started here a little bit later on this morning, featuring some new balloons and floats as well. Buzz Lightyear, Pac-Man, Shrek's Onion Carriage going to be making a debut, as well as Mario. There's going to be a bunch of live music performances to go along as well. Parade begins at 8:30 this morning and will run until about noon. And back here in Louisville, you're going to want to start warming up right now because it is going to be very cold outside by the time those runners head out for the annual Hungry Turkey 5K. The race, of course, benefits the WHAS Crusade for Children, which gives back to children throughout Kentuckiana with special needs. This is the 10th annual 5K, and it all kicks off at 8:45 this morning with the Kids Dash down at the waterfront. The race will get started at 9 o'clock. And Matt, it is going to be cold out there for those runners today.
Especially whenever you're running, you know, the temperature on your skin can definitely feel a bit colder than what it actually is. As we head throughout the next upcoming hours, temperatures are still staying in the lower to mid 30s. We're expecting highs today really only to be into the upper 30s, lower 40s. It is going to be chilly. And for tomorrow, coldest day of the week, highs only into the upper 30s for Friday as well. We're tracking some wintry mix in the forecast for Saturday night into Sunday. I'm going to have all the details about that coming up here in a few short minutes.